Hi my loves, and welcome to your Cosmic Weather Report for the week ahead. Now this week is going to bring us an integration moment, especially after that full moon in Libra. And this week is also going to be a week where things finally get a little bit clearer. You might start to feel as though things can move again. But one of the really key energies of this week is about now what we're anchoring into. Where are we putting our roots? What are we rooting into so that we can now start to rise in this new energy? So it's a real root to rise week, and it's going to really ask us to pay attention to where we're putting our energy, our focus, our awareness, and ask us to only put roots into what it is that we want to grow. And so I know a lot of you have talked to me lately about, I'm feeling this way and this way and this way. I just want you to be really mindful of, imagine if everything that you're speaking over this week, because we've got quite an active Mercury, is almost putting in roots, and those things are going to grow. Be mindful of what it is that you want to grow in your life over these coming weeks, and try to really think about putting roots into what it is that you want to rise. So we get a really quiet start to the week, so take that time, take some rest. I know that full moon was a big one, and that Libra full moon was really asking us where we're out of balance and alignment. So you might want to use the beginning of the week to really think, okay, where am I now going to put in those boundaries? Where am I going to create a better sense of balance in my life? Where am I going to come back into alignment? Where am I going to put into place new rituals, new routines, and new aspects of my day that help me to come back into a place where I'm really feeling good? And then on Wednesday, Mercury is going to move back into Aries. Now, Mercury was here before on the 3rd of March. So Mercury moved into Aries on the 3rd of March, then has been retrograde, has gone direct, and is now moving back into Aries. And so this is a beautiful moment now that asks you to begin to take fearless action towards what it is that you really want, but from a place of deep inner knowing and intuition. And so especially if you have been feeling like your life is stuck, nothing's moving, nothing's going anywhere, I want you to really look at, where have I not been taking the required action to go after what I want, or to be who I want to be, or to set that boundary, or to say that no, or to do what it is that I know deep down I need to do to move myself forwards in my life. And this energy is going to really ask us to act now on that inner knowing, to stop overthinking. One of the big things that we're being asked to do at the moment, especially as on Thursday Mercury is going to meet Neptune, is to stop the overthinking, to stop trying to figure things out in our logical mind. If you're waiting for it to make sense to your logical mind, or for a clear plan, or for a guaranteed outcome, or for something to change in the outside world before you'll begin to make your moves, you're going to be waiting a really, really, really long time. And so this Mercury energy now is saying, trust those instincts, trust that deep intuitive knowing, trust where you're being called to, like that pull of your soul, even if that's taking you into the unknown, even if that's taking you somewhere where your ego might be like, but I want certainty now, and I want proper answers, and I want it to make full sense before I do it. We're now beginning to overcome that. And so this week might really ask you to take those first steps into something unknown, because you're just following that call of your soul. And this is going to become even more obvious then on Thursday, when Mercury meets Neptune. Now, Mercury and Neptune are going to meet at 0 degrees of Aries. This is a really rare occurrence. They do meet, but at 0 degrees of Aries, at the very beginning of the zodiac wheel. That's really, really rare. And so this offers us now, the 0 degree point of Aries is like a cosmic reset. It's a new beginning. It's a new start. And so what we're being asked to do with Mercury meeting Neptune at this cosmic reset moment is to really begin now to move forwards from your intuition, to begin to trust what you're feeling. And you're not going to be able to process this with your logical mind. The logical mind's going out of the window now. And this is the great reset point as Mercury and Neptune meet at 0 degrees of Aries. And this is saying to us all, you've spent long enough now listening to the logical mind. You've spent long enough being in the ego mind. You've spent long enough living in this world where you're trying to control and micromanage and make it make sense, and I need the plan, and I need to know the outcome, and I need to know this before you're going to... We've spent too long doing that now. And even for many of us, what stops us doing what we want to do is because people outside of us go, oh, well, how's that going to work? And are you sure it's going to work out? And we listen to that and we get caught up in the mind wanting to have the answers, and it's just never going to be the way that it is. In order to step into any big soul dream, soul desire, or even the life that we want to live, we have to break out of those confines and the limitations of our minds. And so just know that what you're being called into might not make complete sense to your logical mind, and it's not meant to, because part of the journey now of Neptune through Aries is to help us to really begin to trust our intuition, our inner knowing, our connection to the divine source, God, goddess, any name you choose to give it, and our connection to our higher self and our soul self. So we're really able to now trust when those instincts come in. And Mercury meeting Neptune at the very beginning of this journey is really telling us that all the answers are within you. Again, we've spent such a long time looking outside of us for answers or permission or approval. And this is now saying all the answers are within you. They always have been. You just stop looking at it. You do know what to do. You do know what to do. And I told you this a few weeks ago, but I'll say it again. When you feel like you don't know what to do and you're saying to me, well, Kirsty, I don't know what to do. You do know. It's just that what you know that you need to do scares you. And so you do know. This is telling you that you do know. The answers are within you. And these two planets meeting at this cosmic reset point at 0 degrees of Aries is a huge manifestation point. It's a new beginning point. It's a new beginning where you make the commitment now to come out of your mind with its overthinking, it's going around and around and its doubts and its fears, and into your intuition, into your inner knowing, into the soul part of you, and begin to live from here instead of here. We're dropping out of here now and we're dropping down. We're dropping into our hearts, we're dropping into our deep intuitive knowing, and allowing yourself now to be guided forwards by something deeper, to listen to that pull of your soul. This is a manifestation point. So if you weren't worried about what your mind told you, what would you do? Take one step towards that. Now, to help with that then, on Friday, Mars, Mercury, Mars, getting all confused in my head. Mars is going to move back into Leo. Now, Mars was here on the 3rd of November, and then Mars was retrograde. Mars moved back into Cancer on the 6th of January, and Mars has been in Cancer ever since. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer. Mars feels like he can't get going in Cancer, like nothing quite happens. But what this has been doing is helping us to access our intuition, our inner knowing. And so what's going to happen now as Mars moves back into Leo is that you're going to begin to feel more like yourself, but your new self. So those eclipses and retrogrades, they've changed us. They were supposed to change us. They've upgraded us. They've taken us into new timelines. They've collapsed old timelines. And all of that might have felt difficult and messy and challenging and confusing. And you might be like, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I am. I just don't know what's been happening. Now as Mars shifts into Leo, there's going to be this clarity, but around the new you. And so if you're still trying to do old things, act in old ways, that's when you're going to still feel the stickiness. If you're still trying to ignore your intuition, ignore your inner knowing, ignore your emotions, that's when it's going to feel sticky, because Mars has been teaching us to listen in here. And now Mars is going to say, okay, now go. Now it's go time. Now we go towards what I've been showing you in here. Now we're going to move towards what it is our intuition tells us. And so there's going to be this real call to move forwards, guided by something way deeper, and a confidence in the new you. So a real confidence in who you are now. And that's what I want you to explore. Because again, if you're still trying to be who you were before the eclipses and the retrogrades, it's not who you are anymore. And therefore, you're not going to be in alignment with your soul path because you're still this old version of you. So this is about now, who do I want to be in this new energy? In this new kind of Aries energy, who do I want to be? And finding a real confidence in that version of you. And then on Saturday, we get Taurus season. So we then move into Taurus. And this is going to help us now to ground in the new you and what you want and your intuition and your inner knowing. So this is where, when I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to give everything we want roots so that it can grow. So the more you can root into your intuition, the more you can root into your inner knowing, the more you can root into who I am now, this is who I am, and you can root it in, the more you're then going to be able to grow into all that you want and all that you can be. So really think about, where do I want to be planting roots? Is this thought something I want to take root in my mind and grow more? Or am I going to dig out the weed of that thought and plant a new thought? Is this belief a belief that I want to give a root to so it can grow? Is this relationship? Is this job? Is this place that I live? Are all these things in my life things I want to give roots to and grow? And if not, start to think about just gently maybe uprooting some things that need uprooting, but equally planting roots in, okay, well, what is it that I do want? Let me plant deep roots into that. And then that can begin to grow in my life. This is also a beautiful time for self-worth. So to root deeply into a sense of self. This is who I am. This is what I want. I've changed. And I'm now rooting into this new version of being, like, get so deep into your worth, self-trust, self-belief, self-love. Really get deep into those things. And that in itself will help you to be able to move much more into what it is that you want. And then on Sunday, we get quite a bit of energy going on Sunday. We get Mercury sextile Pluto, Venus will sextile Uranus, and Mars will trine Neptune. So this is wrapping up the week, really, and giving us kind of the real push forwards now, the surge forwards. As Mercury meets Pluto, this is going to help you to really establish new truth, root into new truth. This is what's going to be true for me now. This is the kind of life I'm going to live now. These are the thoughts for me now. These are the beliefs for me now. This is the direction for me now. It's going to help you to really begin to establish a sense of truth. And it's also going to help you to express yourself fully with power. So to really speak your truth, to speak what's on your heart, to ask for what you want. And with that, as Venus then sextile Uranus, there's going to be, this always brings new desires. It emerges new desires. It emerges a new version of you, a liberation, a freedom, an awakening, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is who I am. And so as this new you emerges, as you root in more, you're going to be able to speak that version of you and express that version of you and move through the world as that version of you. And with Mars trining Neptune on this same day, this is going to make you magnetic to what you want. This is going to be like your soul lands. When you make the room for it, you're going to root your soul self so deeply in that you're then going to just be magnetic to what you want. As you trust, as you follow, as you really know that you're always being supported and guided, and you really root into that, the universe then will open up the way for you, show you the way. It's almost like as soon as you root into that deep sense of who you truly are, everything that's been wanting to make its way to you is going to be able to start to make its way to you, because you've just rooted into such a deep version of you that you're then magnetic to what you want. It's like it's all there. It's like if I just be me, all of me, express all of me, allow all of me, then everything I want can come to me. So this is going to be a day where set some intentions or speak out loud to the universe what you want, because you will be magnetic to your desires on this day. Got about 5 seconds left, so I'm as always going to wish you a beautiful week ahead, and I'll be back next week.